and the only Final Fantasy characters at this point are like Sora and, you know, the Organization 13 guys, and I don't know much about World of Final Fantasy. I'd love another Final Fantasy Tactics game. Yeah, absolutely. I really like tactics games to begin with. So, but especially Final Fantasy Tactics. That's probably my favorite of that style of game. I mean, I like, you know, other ones. I like Disgaea and stuff. I wish Disgaea... No, actually, I don't. Disgaea is what Disgaea is, and I like Disgaea for what it is. But, like, sometimes I want a game like Disgaea that isn't just so incredibly... Disgaea. I don't mean that for the story. I mean, like, No, I take it back. I like Disgaea for what it is. I like other SRPGs for what they are. But, like, my problem with Disgaea sometimes is that because you can level to like 999 or 9,999 or whatever, and then like reincarnate and level again and just like grind until you can do billions and billions of damage, that like it's exceedingly hard for them to ever have any sort of like difficulty in the game. Like you end up with these weird like difficulty spikes where you just have to grind a little bit, or not having a difficulty spike and just everything's just like one hit constantly because you did grind a little bit, and like it's like impossible to balance really. Is there a Disgaea 6? I don't know about Disgaea 6. Yeah, that's why I'm kind of like pulling back on what I'm saying here, because I'm like, I don't like it, but at the same time, that just is Disgaea, right? Like that is Disgaea. So, and I do like Disgaea, and you can't have Disgaea without that. So it's like, I guess I do like that. I think I prefer strategy RPGs that are more like Final Fantasy Tactics, where like they can more make challenging strategic fights. I feel like Disgaea doesn't really have strategy, it just has grinding. But that's a whole different issue. Yeah. Analyzing Tiamat, no known weaknesses. Good to know. Now we know. And knowing is half the battle. They just announced it last week. Switch exclusive for now. That's awesome. I play every Disgaea game. I feel like Disgaea is kind of like Grandia for me. And let me explain that. What I mean by that is I love all the Disgaea games, and I feel like their combat systems get better every time. Like the end game in them gets better every time. The mechanics in them tend to get better every time, with a couple ups and downs. But the story just kind of goes downhill. Like I feel like Disgaea 1 had my favorite story, and like whatever the newest Disgaea is will have my favorite mechanics, right? I feel that way with Grandia too. I feel like Grandia 1 and 2's story are up here, and their combat systems kind of up here, and then as you go on from there, like the combat system goes up and the story just goes down. You know? Like it's like, why can't we have both of them up? You know. Anyways. I don't know, I guess it's hard to top Laharo. Tiamat's weakness is a sword to the face. That's true. Still pissed they never brought the FFP Cross game. I don't know that one. A lot of people have a lot of nostalgia for the D1 story, while you don't think any of the other games had quite a good story. They all stand up pretty well, except maybe D3. I think D2's isn't bad. I don't know, I think I played, and maybe it is nostalgia, but when I played D1, when I played Disgaea 1 the first time, me and my friends were laughing our asses off for some of those parts. And I've never experienced that with any of the other ones. I think Disgaea 2 has a pretty good story. 3's meh. 4 is okay. 5 is fine. The mechanics get better and better, but like, I never felt that magic with the story again, you know? And maybe it's a bit of nostalgia, maybe not, I don't know. I couldn't say. Disgaea 6 is going 3D. Oh my. Disgaea 1 just wasn't what players were expecting. And it was hilarious because of that. Yeah, I mean, like, so many things. Like, even just like, oh god, I can't think of the names. Flan wandering into Laharl's mansion to try and kill him and like sneaking around by going nin nin nin, and then getting caught and going, okay, well, I'll try and kill you later, and just leaving, you know? Or like the first introduction of the Prism Rangers, or like, there's just so many different craziness in there. And I could go on, right? But there's a lot of funny shit in there. I don't know. It just works somehow. It's definitely not the best mechanically of the Disgaea games, though. It's the first one. It wasn't a bad game. There's nothing wrong with it. I like it a lot. It's just they've improved, right? The end game gets bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger, and the leveling and grinding gets better and better, which is good because that's pretty much what the game is. I think that's the thing with Disgaea. I almost don't consider it to be a strategy RPG. I mean, it totally is, but like, yeah, I already came over here. The focus is so much on the grinding and leveling up that it doesn't really play like a strategy RPG. It plays like a grinding, character building, I don't know, like that you just happen to work out how things work in a strategy RPG fashion, but there's not much strategy to it. I don't know how to best say that. Should just turn Disgaea into an idle game, yeah. Disgaea, it's not an idle game, but like, yeah, to a certain extent. It's just make my numbers bigger, make my numbers bigger, make my numbers bigger, and then we'll go into a fight and we'll show that my numbers are bigger, and then, you know, like, oh, I'm gonna go into an item world and level up my item, and it's more to it than that. It's not mindless. It's just, it's not really a it is a strategy RPG, but it doesn't play like a normal strategy RPG, I guess is what I'm trying to say. I don't know. Maybe I'm not making sense. It does play as a tactical RPG if you want it to. Most people just choose to overlevel and ignore the strategy. The game seems designed to overlevel and ignore the strategy, I think is the problem. Like, that's like the entire point of the game almost. And there are challenges that will match whatever level you get to. I will give them that. Like, there are challenges in Disgaea games to match those ridiculous grinding like that you do. And I think that's really what I was saying when I said like the problem with them is balance. It's almost impossible for them to pace the difficulty of the content with the amount of grinding you do, because you can do it whenever, right? This is where we could run into War Machine, by the way, or Death Machine, War Mech. I don't know what he's called in this version. Like, the game's clearly designed around you being able to do all this grinding and to get to like multiple digits of levels and all that and getting billions of damage. Like, that's a core mechanic of the game. And because of that, it makes getting the content to be the right difficulty nearly impossible. And I don't want to come off like I'm disparaging Disgaea at all. I think Disgaea is a great series, and I think it's a great game and people should play it. And it's a lot of fun. It's more of an issue with like, and you could play through the game trying to keep your level at just the right level to struggle through the story. You know what I mean? Like, just don't level unless you absolutely have to and try and keep yourself at that level. It's just that like every system in the game is just constantly begging you to go level up that item or to get this new thing or to exploit the Congress this way or to level up your class or to, you know, like, you can get up to level 9999 or whatever, like, and you don't need any of that for the story. You might need it for like later things eventually, but like it's always just like right there, you know? Anyways. Yeah. I don't even really take issue with it. I love it. And that's the thing, like, I think I don't want them to change it even, because I enjoy leveling and powering up my characters in Disgaea, and that is the core mechanic of Disgaea, and I don't want them to change it. I just think it presents a problem with pacing the difficulty of the content, and I don't think there's really a solution to that, because that's just kind of the result, I guess. And I don't even think it's an issue. I think it's literally the way it should be. It's just an unfortunate consequence of that is that sometimes the content can't be the right difficulty, and they've worked on that a little bit in some of the newer versions of the game. You can like scale the difficulty up and down to try and make it match wherever you're at the moment, you know, but then typically you end up using that to get more experience to level even more, and then you're right back where you started. But yeah. All that is to say is actually nothing negative about Disgaea. It's more that like I just don't view Disgaea really as a tactical or strategy RPG because of that, and that may just be because of the way I play it. I just feel like that's kind of the way the game's more or less designed to be played. Not that you have to. Alright, so anyways, the fourth fiend, Tiamat, Guarder of the Last Crystal. Here we go. The Lich, Merilith, the Kraken. You've defeated 3 fiends and reached my lofty perch. Uh-oh. More the better. May the image of Tiamat, the Fiend of Wind, be the last you burn in your eyes. Let's go. Tiamat doesn't stand a chance, honestly. Good on her for thinking she does. No Warmech fight, wuss. Warmech is like a 1 in 64, and it's already 24 minutes after when the stream was supposed to end, Thrall, so we're gonna have to call a pass on that one today. But to be fair, we're fighting all of the bonus dungeon bosses, so we're gonna fight things a lot harder than Warmech. Yeah. Just not at the moment. The bonus dungeon bosses are way harder than the actual game bosses. Honestly, the 4 fiends and chaos are kind of a joke compared to the bonus dungeons. Tiamat will die on the next hit, probably. Just to put it in perspective. Tiamat only has like 2,400 hit points, I think. 2,500, somewhere in there. And I just did 23 in one hit. So yeah, bye Tiamat. Whereas even in just the second, even the first bonus dungeon, the Earth Gift Shrine, the monsters have like 7,000 or so, like the bosses, I mean. So I mean, yeah, by the second one you're getting into the 5 digits. The buffs in this game are very much god tier. They're insane and I love it. All right, that's all the crystals, and that also opens up all the bonus dungeons. That opens up Whisperwind Cove, and when we go to the Chaos Shrine, it'll also open up the new bonus dungeon they added in the PSP release for the Anniversary Edition, which I've never done that bonus dungeon. I've done all of these Game Boy Advance ones before, but not the new one. So I don't know what to expect there. I know a little bit of what to expect, but I know it's gonna be even harder, and I know that they like start taking away abilities and stuff and lowering your stats as you go through the dungeon. So that ought to get quite difficult. But I also know that we are 30 minutes over for the stream ending today. We got 5.5 hours already. Thanks for watching, everybody. It's been a lot of fun. We got all the crystals done. We've done a little bit of the bonus dungeons, but when we get back to Final Fantasy on Friday, we are going to tackle all of the Game Boy Advance bonus dungeons. And then hopefully Saturday can be the new bonus dungeon. Or maybe we'll get to it Friday. I don't know. We'll see. But Friday and Saturday, we are going to be finishing up this Final Fantasy run by doing all the bonus dungeons and killing Chaos. And hey, we're just under 1 million gil right now. So that should be a lot of fun. If we meet our community goal, which right now is at 24%, so we might not. If we meet the community goal by the end of the week, we will do another run of Final Fantasy with a party of the Discord's choosing. Even if it's only one character, up to you guys. If not, then we'll be moving on to Final Fantasy 2 next week, on next Monday. As for the next 2 days, though, Wednesday and Thursday, we're going to be playing more not Final Fantasy. We're going to be playing more Xenoblade Chronicles X. We're working on a 100% survey run of Xenoblade Chronicles X. I've never played the game before. It's a lot of fun. We're about to do the Chapter 6 quest, I think. So come by for that tomorrow night, and the following night, more Final Fantasy Friday and Saturday, and on Sunday, we're doing Better Half Blind with Desshire Cat, my wife. She's never played it before, but she's going to be starting Silent Hill 2 on Sunday night, so that ought to be a lot of fun, too. As for now, we are going to raid another wonderful Twitch streamer, the Dreaded Bear, I think? Yes, the Dreaded Bear. He is playing Xenoblade Chronicles 2. So say hi to him, and you know, have a nice night, guys. I will see you guys next time. Bye.